A few days ago, while searching for inspiration, I came across a website on awards called Artifact, and it won a Site of the Day. Honestly, I was really impressed by their image effect because it is something you don't see very often. That's why I decided to recreate the similar effect from scratch using Vanilla.js, Shaders, and Three.js. And this is what I achieved after spending some time on it. If you like this kind of breakdown content, consider subscribing to the channel. It really motivates me to create more content like this. So, without wasting any more time, let's get started. At first, I am creating two test divs to add some scrolling space, and inside each div I am adding some content using an h1 tag. Then I am creating a div with the class WebGL, and inside it I am adding an image tag to display an image. Alright, so that's all for the HTML. Now let's move on to the CSS. First I am selecting everything and removing default margin and padding, selecting box sizing to border box and applying the Satoshi font across the project. Then I am setting the HTML and body to take full height and width. Next, I am styling the test div by setting its height to 100 VH and full width. I am using flexbox to center the content both vertically and horizontally. Inside it, I am styling the h1 with large font size, medium font weight, white color and centered text. I am also setting the background color to black inside the global selector. Then I am styling the WebGL div by setting it to full height and width and using flexbox to center its content. I am also setting its position to relative. Inside it, I am styling the image to take full height and width and using object fit cover to ensure it fills container properly without distortion. Finally, I am styling the WebGL canvas by positioning it absolutely and using inset 0 to make it cover the entire container. I am also disabling pointer events so it doesn't block interaction with other elements. Alright, the styling is also done. Now let's move on to the JavaScript part. I kept the shader in shader.js file. I had a few shaders that we are going to use in this project to generate that noisy block effect. In the main.js file, I am importing everything that we need for this animation, including the shaders. Next, I am selecting the WebGL div by grabbing the image inside it. I am hiding the image by setting its display to none and enabling cross origin to avoid any texture loading issues. Then I am creating a WebGL renderer with alpha and anti-alias enabled. I am setting transparent background using set clear color, adjusting the size based on the container and setting the pixel ratio for better quality. Finally, I am appending the renderer's canvas to the WebGL div. Next, I am creating a function to generate an orthographic camera based on the given width and height. I am calculating the aspect ratio and using it to define the camera's frustum direction. Then I am setting up the orthographic camera with those values, positioning it slightly forward on z-axis and returning the camera. Next, I am creating the camera using the helper function based on the container's width and height. Then I am initializing a new scene and creating a new plane geometry that will be used to render the effect. Next, I am creating a function to generate a texture of characters. I am creating a canvas and dynamically drawing multiple characters on it using a loop. I am setting up the font alignment and styling and randomly varying the color of the characters to add visual variation. After drawing all the characters, I am converting the canvas into a Three.js texture, updating it and setting the filters for smooth rendering. Finally, I am returning the texture along with the total number of characters. Now, I am generating the character texture using the function and storing it in character data. Then I am declaring variables for materials and meshes that will be used later in the scene. After that, I am initializing Lenis for smooth scrolling and setting up a request animation frame loop to continuously update it. Next, I am creating a function to set up the shaders tag. Inside it, I am configuring the texture by setting the min and max filters to linear for smoother rendering and marking it for an update. Then I'm creating the base material using shader material. I'm passing uniforms like texture, image size and plane size to control how the shader behaves. I'm also attaching the base vertex and fragment shaders and keeping the material non-transparent. Then I'm creating the cover material using shader material. I'm passing uniforms like progress, pixel size, plane size, character texture and character count to control the effect. I'm also attaching the cover vertex and fragment shaders and keeping the material transparent so it can blend over the base layer. Then I'm clearing the scene and creating two meshes using the same geometry with different materials. After that I'm adding both the base mesh and the cover mesh to the scene. Next I'm creating a texture loader with cross origin enabled and loading the image source. Once the texture is loaded, I'm setting up the shader stack and initializing the progress value. Then I'm using GSAP with ScrollTrigger to animate the progress based on scroll, creating a smooth transition effect tied on the scroll position. I'm also handling error in case the texture failed to load due to course issue. Finally, I'm setting up the render loop using request animation frame to continuously render the scene with the camera. I am also linking the Lenis scroll with ScrollTrigger to keep the scroll-based animations in sync. I forgot to connect the main.js file with the HTML, so now I am doing that to make the animation work. Alright, our animation is perfectly working. If this video helped you, let me know in the comments. I will see you in the next one.